Hello everyone, my name is Curtis Madrid, and on behalf of the organizers for this fundraiser, as well as the directors of the Idea Foundation, we want to share with you a very important update regarding the Seeds of Compassion movement and the God's Grace Orphanage fundraiser's role in this movement. In this short video, we're going to clarify what the Seeds of Compassion movement is, its goals, and touch upon a visual representation of what this movement looks like in action. We greatly appreciate all of your support, love, and time everybody has given in order to get this movement started, and we are truly excited for what lies ahead. So what is the Seeds of Compassion movement? Simply put, the movement is the active building of the energy of compassion within the world, with a primary focus revolving around the children of Earth and the many ways we can put their needs at the forefront of our minds. The Seeds of Compassion movement stems from the collective recognition that the way we're living and treating each other is just not working, and that we're at a crossroads. We can all agree that if we continue down the path that we're on, it spells real trouble for everyone on Earth. Alternatively, if we choose to, we can come together and create a new pathway, but this requires each of us to actively participate. We're not waiting for someone to just change it for us, or wave a magic wand and all of our problems just disappearing. We collectively created the world we're living in, but we can also collectively create a new Earth by finding small ways to add our energy to transform the world into the one we truly desire. As we can see at the end of this video, little decisions can make a huge difference. In fact, what we often feel like is insignificant or too small to really make a change is actually very impactful, especially when these small decisions from us individually are compounded with the small actions of millions of people coming together. So what is the goal of the movement, and why is compassion so important? The goal of the Seeds of Compassion movement is to simply build energy of compassion throughout the world. It's important because compassion is truly transformative. Compassion not only affects the people who are helped, but it affects the people who are sowing the seeds of compassion. Compassion requires us to take our eyes off ourselves and get out of our own heads and our day-to-day actions and really contemplate and consider the life of another. And oftentimes we see that everybody is struggling. And so compassion allows us the perspective that we're all in this world together. And at some point, each of us is going to also need help from someone else. Compassion allows us to make a huge difference in the world because it's a magnetic force, which is an amplifier and multiplier in an order of magnitude. Compassion is our highest expression of love for one another. And this is where God's Grace Orphanage comes into play. It's the first step in the movement, and it exemplifies the chief aims of the movement, which is helping children. Like many parts of Africa, Uganda is a region that is suffering, and its people often feel forgotten and alone. As the HIN project is nearing completion, and the orphans continue to receive help, they now have an example of total strangers coming together and helping. This not only encourages hope and trust between people across vast distances, but it also builds faith and belief for everyone involved that our actions, no matter how seemingly small, do make a difference. This orphanage is a byproduct of the movement. Ultimately, the long-term vision of the Compassion movement is to provide help to people all across the world. We all want to live in a world where we feel taken care of, especially the children. This is why it's so important that we continue to find ways to become a seed of compassion and sow our own seed to help build and foster a world where children are taken care of, where they have food and clean water and shelter, and they can fully experience life and live their purpose as they're completely innocent, and they depend upon us as adults to make decisions that are in the best interest for them. So how can we get involved? Well, there's many ways that we can sow seeds of compassion, and if we truly seek to find ways to help, opportunities often present themselves all around us. Pertaining directly to this fundraiser, we're encouraging everyone who feels inspired to donate $1 because it's about the energy and our intention to build the energy of compassion throughout the world. Yes, the money is a catalyst and a tool to achieve the goals that we have in helping build this orphanage for all the children. However, the money is a physical representation of the energy we have in our hearts to sow seeds of love and compassion for others. If we don't have $1 to donate, we ask that we share this fundraiser with other people, because that's also another way that we could add our intention to this growing energy. A great technique and tool that we can use is visualization. And if we take a little bit of time in our day to visualize the world as a whole and imagine a growing ball of white or yellow light in Uganda, and it continuing to grow little by little until eventually that ball of energy encompasses the whole world. That is the goal and vision of the compassion movement. So to quickly cover the process, we have it broken down into 4 unique stages. And although this pertains directly to this fundraiser, this process is universal. At the smallest level of helping someone locally to the largest level of helping people globally, this process demonstrates how we can actively change the world around us. First, we have a desire in our hearts to help other people, and we express that desire by sowing our seed of compassion through adding our intent and energy to this movement by donating $1. And Wandira uses this money to build the orphanage and feed the children, which builds the compassion energy in that region, and that inspires others to also help, and it gives hope to the people who are receiving that help. Now, some important notes are, for each donation, GoFundMe does take a transaction fee of 30 cents plus 3%. So a $1 donation yields a fee of 33 cents. It costs 54 cents per day in order to feed one child. A $1 donation is 67 cents after the transaction fee, which means that a $1 donation can feed a child, and it demonstrates that even the smallest amount can make a tremendous difference to the life of someone living in a third world country. Lastly, after the transaction fee, there is 0 overhead. The money is transferred directly to Wandira, who uses 100% of the donation for costs associated with building the orphanage and caring for the 40 children. So as we can see, compassion plays a very important role in our ability to transform the world into the one that we all truly desire. This movement requires all of us to come together, to decide that we want to live in a better world, and to decide what kind of world we want for our children. We can all agree that we want our children to be safe, to feel loved, to be living in a world where they can live their life's purpose in a safe and secure manner, where they can laugh and enjoy life to their heart's content, where they have clean water and nutritious food, as well as a safe place to lay their head each and every night. We all desire the same thing at our core, and we're all coming together right now in order to transform the world into one where we know that our children can live the best life possible. We thank you all for your support, your generosity, and your love. Have a great day, and we'll see you again.